I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is October 30th, Wednesday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So yesterday, we have to watch yesterday's video. Look where we are now. I was mentioning about buying, or we're going to come to this this top 25% or this 50%, right? And sure enough, that's what we did. And we pretty much came down. We pushed up a little bit more, and we came down to wipe out all the breakout traders here who are making money, right? So it's very simple, logical retracement. We didn't get really the big expansion that we would expect, or we would like to, but that's good because then they're saving it at the same time. But where do we go from here? We'll see, but let's take a look. We're here. So we first came down. They first came up. They didn't put a 4 hour, did they? Yeah, they put a 4 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour less on that gap that I've been talking about right there in the purple. When it's a lighter purple, that means it's an actual gap, not pertaining to the weak opening gap, which is my dark purple, obviously here, right? But anyways, you can see here we broke down, and then sure enough, when we pushed all the way down, we're wiping all this out, right? Then we pushed up to wipe out the sellers. Then now we're coming down to wipe out the buyers. So we're very, very, very obvious, but at the same time, we're not getting that push. And then we also have that gap between October 25th, Friday, and Monday the 28th. So that right there, it doesn't have a body on there still. So I was mentioning that, and it's suspect. So also, if you look at the ranges, right? Let's talk about ranges for a second here. So like this range from here to here, right? It's a range because we have external liquidity here, external low, external high. So that is the range. When we retraced back down here, we didn't reach 50%. If you just eyeball that, you know it's not 50%. But you notice we came down to the left to wipe. Yes, it was bouncing on that gap, but we're wiping out the breakout traders there, right? But so then when we came down here, we rated this low, and then we made this high. So technically, we're in this range from here, which is yesterday's low, till today's high. So we're pretty much in that range, and we're retracing back, and they did not push up all the way. So that's just logical. We do have earnings today for Meta. So Google was yesterday, and then today's Meta and who is it? Meta and Microsoft, I believe, and I believe that their releases are at 5 o'clock and 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. But will we see some fireworks now? I don't know. But this is not a typical time, so you also have to play it smooth, man. You just got to play it smooth, and I'm glad that I didn't hold for the home run. So let's take a look here. So you'll see, well, we had the 8:15 news of non-farm, not serious news or anything. That's really Friday, but you see we pushed up, right? Got into that little gap and this little imbalance. And then we sold off, right? So when we sold off, we're coming down. So you've made a high. You even if you look at Dow theory, it's like, it's just this big mountain up top, and you come down, you make the bottom low mountain, right? And it's just a cycle, I guess you can call it. But if you take a look here, you can see the order flow going. I'm not even going to draw this. You can see it, right? And then order flow going. I'll get into that in a second. Then you see the 9:30 open. So 9:30 sweeps down. So even when we mentioned in the last couple of days, I want to look for a dump and a pump, right? Like two simple trades. But today I was a little too zoomed in, and we were sitting at that 25%. Remember, I mentioned we have the 25%. Well, you can call this 75%, whatever you want to do, right? But it really should be probably 75%. The 75% level here, all right? We were sitting there at 9:30, and then I understood that we had the 50, right? So here, I'm just transferring it. It's not a lot going on, so don't get lost. But this black line is at 25%. I can make it thicker, I guess. Let's do that real quick, just so it's pretty legible, all right? Ugh, it looks ugly. But anyways, so we were here. Look at the body sitting right there. I'm like, okay, I got my nice little signal here. I was like, okay. Then 930 raids that low. I take this buy. Yes, of course, I take this buy because I'm in the vicinity of what I want. Then the opening range is printed, and that was, I guess you can call the dump, pre-dump, and then I was looking for the pump to get to here, and sure enough, it stopped in its tracks, and I'm like, oh shit. So right when this happens and it starts coming lower, obviously I get stopped out, but I'm trailing my stop as it's not panning out, right? Like let's move this for a second. Let's just say this was, I got in right here, and then we pushed up, and then we're starting to come back down. I'm pushing that stop up a little more because first of all, this is a big bold bearish candle and a big body bullish candle, fake engulfing, right? And then if it's coming lower than 50%, this trade's not going to work out, most likely, right? So that being said, so stopped out. Okay, let me put this back. Where was this? I think it was right here. So so then we push through. As soon as I lose here, I know that it's bearish. So what did it do? We're underneath now. Did I move something? We underneath now that 25 or 75% level up top here, whatever you want to call this. And then as you see, it rejects and it's pushing down, retraces back. Now this up candle is a controller price. So I already missed the boat. So yes, I could have sold here, but at this point I know that I need to sit back and wait. And what am I doing? I'm assuming that we're coming down lower to wipe out more liquidity, which is now this 50 level. So now the 50 level comes down. You're like, how can you have bought this? Okay, well, if you take a look at the 1 hour, you could see, I just explained in the beginning about this breakout. Look at this 10 o'clock candle from yesterday, AM, right? Eastern time. You see how we pushed through? So we create an hour imbalance. If you look on the 15-minute, you can't see anything, right? You can actually refine this to a 30-minute, but I'm not going to go there. It wasn't necessary. But what's it called? Now you see that the 1 hour is there. It's dragged out. Let me drag it out all the way just so you can see that. So we just hit the 50% again of it, right? So I have that. I have that. Plus it's under the 50, right? So it's a discount area also. And then I also have this support level. See this candle here? This I'm just going to use a 15-minute. This 3:15 a.m. from Tuesday, right here in London. So I've got that candle highlighted and I've dragged it out in yellow. So X marks the spot here. Take a look here. You can see. So if I move this over, right, you can see we're already smacking that 50% level here. Extra confluence though is using that level because that's a support, right? So because we busted through it. They're just coming back to wipe that out, right? So I understand what they're doing, right? So this is where I enter. I enter here, and then the price pushes up, and then we got this 941 bearish imbalance. I'm using that as support. As soon as I see it holding as support, I add another 4 contracts. So 4 down here and 4 up here. Sure enough, as you can see, the order flow, 950 candle holds, 955 holds, and so on. And where am I taking this trade to? Well, let me move out a little bit just in case this thing goes crazy. Where am I? Let me undo. This is really ugly. All right, so where am I taking this by? At minimum, my minimum liquidity level is this right here. The 9:30 plus all that liquidity. Why? Because you could see we're not even taking, well, to be honest with you, it's this level here. This is my first real target. But after that, and I expect it to go much higher than this, but where's my next target is the 930 level. Because as you can see, the lower highs here, you can see that forming here. Plus what? Plus the liquidity here. Because right here, when we busted through and we saw this as resistance, okay, people are putting their stops here and people are entering here, right? So this is very clear support resistance right here. So I'm taking it to there. Now, where's my second and maximum target for this trade? Because I understand what kind of day it is. My maximum target is, I've got it already highlighted here. Why am I highlighting this area? Besides the imbalance, why am I highlighting that candle? See this candle? This 9 o'clock candle? Because when 9 o'clock opened, it fucking just shot down. Now, Some people on the internet might have got this target, and good for them. Let me show you. You can see it here on the 15-minute. If I go to actually just where is it here? Where am I? Here. See this? See that? See that right there? You can see it circled here. Let me zoom in. See that candle? No imbalance. I mean, no wick. All right. Some people call it all types of shit. I'm not even gonna go there with names. It's got no wick. So that's a mistake in the algorithm, right? So they're coming back to fix that. And plus, what's above that is this imbalance. I'm not gonna mark this hour imbalance. I don't need to, but that's where my target was. Because I don't expect. Because okay, let me go back to this. I also have the target. I have a target of the data high, but guess what? It might not happen. So guess what? This is a good decision to get out of this damn trade. Now, I'm mentioning to you yesterday. Oh, look, we're sweeping and shit now. I'm mentioning to you yesterday that I'd like to see a buy here. So I'm going to show the trade because so people can say, oh, you don't trade live. Why don't you do this and do that? I don't need to. I'm literally telling you the day before where I expect order flow. And, you know, it doesn't mean it has to happen. I'm just saying this is a logic. So you could see here, I've already explained all this. Look at here. I've got this highlighted right here. Beautiful. That candle, that wick, that's where I was going. Plus, what's right above that? Now, this is where I exit right here. Why do I exit here? Because support resistance. Look at the dotted line from the price action, live price, where the price action is. Look, it's sitting. I'm taking a pic. I'm sitting right at that low. Why? Because we busted through low here and we came above. Same idea that I was just explaining with all this here is this right here. This, we busted through it and we came above. So what the algorithm will like to do is just to make sure that they got your ass, just to make sure when they push up, and I was going to get out right here, right? But I was like, look at this right here. They, for extra measure, they'll make sure that they got your ass out. So I held it for here, and sure enough, it did. I'm not waiting for the 50%. I'm not waiting for the midnight. I'm not waiting for this data high. I have it circled because I know that it's possible, but this is the good decision. Fucking took it out. Very fucking good decision, and I'm very proud of myself. So after that, take a look here. Right here, and I'll explain that in a second. You're probably like, dude, this guy's nuts. So when we popped up here, I knew where we were, right? And I took a buy right here. See this area right here? I took a buy right here because if it was going to be bullish, I would expect it to keep buying from here and push off. Guess what? It failed. And guess what? Oh, fucking well. That's okay. Why did I take this buy? I took it right there at this 50%. See this right here? I took it right there at that 50% because, and it sure enough, it pushed and I was like, uh-oh. And then it broke through. As soon as that could have been a lower low, made a lower high here, and then it was down ever since. Now, guess what? I'm like, okay, my understanding is we came up to wipe out sellers. What's down here? We're coming down to wipe out buyers, right? That's a logical understanding. So I missed the fucking boat. Oh well, that's okay. Push down here. We get into this. We're struggling in this bearish imbalance. You can see it. It does not create order flow on top of it. We go underneath it. We're wicking. It's using it as resistance. Comes down for a second leg. That's fine. Now I get a signal here. But guess what? Before I even got this signal, why? And you're probably like, how did you get filled right there? Obviously with a limit order. Why did I take this trade right here? If you want to pause and go do your research before you come back, do it. How did I get filled right here at this 608 level? You can see it, right? 608, right? Why did I take that entry? Or how did I get filled? Why did I put my limit order right there? I was so confident. And look how it got me. I'm going to show you if you didn't already do the homework. Well, first of all, on the 1 minute, we're talking about this 955 right there. See how there's no wick right there? But watch on the 5 minute. Oh shit, it came lower. Look at that. These bastards. And this is why. So something told me to be a seller. as well, because of the fact that I mentioned yesterday, if you watch yesterday's video, I was telling y'all, look, can't make this up. I wish they would get this. How do I get this out of the way? If anyone knows how to get these colors out the way, that'd be great. You see this imbalance? I told you, go watch yesterday's video. So it popped up and I said, do we continue above it and use it as support, or do we use it as resistance? I said that. And sure enough, what did we do? We shot all the way down. Okay, so we wiped out liquidity. We still have that gap there. And when this snapped all the way back, this is when I bought. I bought the low and it came back up, right? But when we have this, what do we have? We have a big ass wick. So the issue with this price action is that we expect some more price action to come back down to get to the wick. It's the same idea that we have on NAS with this wick. See this? See this 9 o'clock when we came down? So that's why I'm also getting out of this trade. There's some other reasons too. But this is the reason why I get out, and I want it to be done. But what did I end up doing is, let's go back here. Look at the 5 minute here. Look, can't make this up. I was only looking for one more trade. Why? Because I already missed a dump, right? And what I could have done was push. I could have sold. Let me go back to it. I could have sold here. I just didn't feel comfortable. I could have sold right when it took me out here, and then this candle pushed up and it stopped on this candle. I mean, that's a clear sell. But it was too early and I just didn't fuck with it. So it's just as simple as that. I should have took this sell, but it's okay. So I got my dump. So once I got the dump, it's showing me their hand, the cards that they're playing with. And guess what? I'm looking for the pump. And that's why I'm taking this trade. But go back to the 5 minute, take a look. Look at this shit. So this 5 minute, when we're retracing back, well, yes, we have that imbalance and we have this imbalance. But look at the low. Look at this 955. Look at the low right there. Look, I put my limit order right there. I literally put my order right there. 608 on the head. What's the low of this? The low of this is 607 3/4. Ooh, they came down low. I knew they were going to be on some bullshit. I'm so glad I didn't try to buy this shit here. Huh. So, yeah, keep the body here. This is what we would rather see them put a body. Oh, shit. 401. No. That's all manipulation. And also the reason why I'm saying all this is because this is all manual intervention. So this is why you got to tread lightly. You don't want to be involved too much and overstay your welcome, dude. I want to be done by 10:30, 11:30 o'clock. From 10:30 to 11 o'clock, I want to be done. You know, I stayed till 11:30, but that was it, dude. Like, pff. And yes, this was beautiful sell. So let me go back to here. Look at this goofy shit. So here, take a look here. You see how we came? We came below by a tick. And I got fucking filled. I was like, this has to be, for me, this probably has to be a top 5 entry ever, or 3 maybe, I don't know. But I mean, it wasn't nothing fabulous. The only thing I was taking this for was, besides it tapping it, because it also tapped into that imbalance. By doing so, by hitting this level, not only did it take care of the wick, but it also tapped into that imbalance, which is, you can see that right here, obviously, the 950, right? So that's probably the buy right there, dude. I wonder what S&P just did. Ooh, it's still dirty. Because now you got, look at this. You got all these higher lows. Look at that liquidity. And you have it on top. See on top here? Pfft, dead center, bro. Like, but this was the buy right there. And it should be illegal, bro. I swear, that shit should be illegal, man. But you know what? You got to sit back and then say, hey, I'm grateful for what I can get. You know, and that's just what it is. So, I know because they're bastards. But anyways. So that was explaining that. And then what am I doing here? Well, we've popped up to wipe out the sellers. We came down to wipe out some buyers. What's logical after this? Well, to buy up and wipe out some sellers. That's it. That's the only, forget everything on my screen. That is the simple logic that I used. Plus, it's also sitting in the 50% of this down candle on this 15 minutes. You see that? I'm highlighting the down candle right there. You see how 50% is sitting right there? And that's us coming right back into that and respecting it. And that's kind of like what I was also using, by the way. But logical, right? And where am I taking this buy? Well, we pushing up. I use this inversion. I want to see it hold. Trade's panning out. And by the way, just so you see this this bullish imbalance that never gets filled, that's what I want to see. It's a breakaway imbalance. I want to see that in strength. That is also happening right here. That shows me that I'm in the trade, right? And I'm still impressed with this. I'm not showing off. I'm really proud of myself, to be honest. But anyways, so we use it. I want to see this hold as inversion. It does. Pushes off. Where am I taking this to? Obviously, you could see I'm taking it for this liquidity. This little swing high right here, I'm taking it just for that. At this point, I don't fucking know if it's going to go up. I don't know if it's going to go down. But I was confident in this move. And sure enough, we get to the overbought a little bit and done. Take out the goddamn trade and be done. And that's all I was looking for. That's all I was looking for. I wasn't trying to go anywhere else. That's it. So you got to maneuver like that. What was I was going to say something else. Oh, so, let me go back into here. So as you can see, I took this trade here, right? And I got out here. So it came up to the 25%. Look, we're also reason why it was going to sell more was because we're sitting at the bottom 25% of the opening range gap. That shows its weakness. We didn't even hit the 50. So this was a very good decision in all of this. And I told myself, I said, bro, at one point I was like, just try to take the sell for this liquidity. But I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be the bottom or not. And I need to step away. By the time I got out of this trade, it was 11:20, what was it? 26. All right. I need to walk away. I don't know how else I can tell you. You got to walk away. You have to. That's how you stay. That's how you stay in this game. You don't want to be. I'm not trying to trade all day, dude. Are you kidding? I mean, yes, there's some people that saw the market and sold this. Congratulations, but I'm pretty sure they didn't catch this buy. Yeah, and if they did, great. But me, I know that I have to limit myself, especially with all this uncertainty. Number two, we have the end of the month tomorrow, so this could be the wick of the week of the month. What they're doing right now is they're creating the wick of the month. All right, let's go to a month chart, obviously. Right? Look. And do they want to like not keep it closed above or below the previous month? So that's the wick. Look how we tapped. Look on the month chart. You had that gap there. Look at that shit, dude. And I'm pretty sure it's 50% of this wick. Let's do it. We'll do it here. Here to here. Let's do it. Where are you? See? And that's above 50%. But we tagged it. See that? All right. But so that's also the understanding of this sell-off, right? Yes, I said we're bullish, but this doesn't mean it's gonna happen, right? Could you have been a buyer today? And as you saw, there were opportunities for buys. But the way also things are going on with if you were watching, well, I did mention also if you were watching NVIDIA, that was also a key thing. If you were watching bonds, you see that we're trying to hit the floor with bonds, but they're still slamming on the floor. So they're still coming down every time they make a retracement up. They're still coming back down. Yields is also kind of pushing up. So that's the factor of us being where we are. And then also fucking anyways, so that being all said, but yeah, look at this told to tell. But see, I can't be involved anymore. I cannot be involved anymore, dude. Because guess why? Because all this is too uncertain. But guess what? In the beginning hour or two of the market, it's like you have plenty of good opportunity to catch a good move, only because it's got so much time to do all these other movements, right? So like this dump and pump, I mean, look how fucking beautiful that is. Like you don't need more than that. I only took this buy, to be honest with you, besides it being that no wick on that candle, but I took it because I missed a sell, right? And that's just being honest. It is what it is. But when it retraced back, I understood that the goal was to wipe out buyers here, right? And then the push up here was to get some of these sellers in back in here. but we're not pushing up high. We're not pushing up fast. So it is what it is. I take what I get. But that's why I had the double leverage right there. Because I mean, come on, man. I have X marks the spot. Look at that shit, dude. So let me, that's not good. This ain't good because now, if you take a look, we came underneath. Are we going to use this as resistance? See, we're knocking on it. Let me put it back. See that? See that? So they came down, they came above it, they came below it, and now we stopped right there. Look how that candle, look how this 407 candle opened at the 50%. I'm not saying it's bearish from here, and we're all gonna go to shit. But I would like for them to fucking just stay down here and close a body on that gap on the daily, so we can look for maybe buys. But we took out the previous day's high. Is Asia? I'm assuming Asia and Asia's gonna maybe try to sweep this one more time. I don't know. But I was gonna say something. I forgot. Damn, man. This is how I want to make this video done. I don't understand how anybody else can do a review and not explain all this. Let me just go to it, man, because I'm gonna forget a bunch of stuff. But so here, when I was interested in the buy here, we had lower lows with Dow. Here, not here. We had already took this whole price action. Already had a divergence of lower lows, right? And then when we had higher lows here with Dow, and we had lower lows on this price action here, then this shows me that it's the buy, and this is why. This is also another reason. I mean, way too much confluence of why to buy here. But as you see, they're shaking out. So they're, again, manual intervention. Why do you not want to be trading right now? And why do I want to trade after 10:30, 11 o'clock? Why would I want to trade? Because they're going to do this fucking foolery. So, and this is all the way till the 7th of November, dude. Like, when we have these elections, you need to sit back and do absolutely nothing. Like, it's total manipulation and manual intervention. So, then they both took out their lows. Look at that. This shit's, hey, I'm back to neutral, man. This can go anywhere, but I mean, if I had to lean towards a direction, it would have to be bullish. So they could, and why are they doing this? Because there's a possibility that they don't want you on the ride up. They don't want you on that big push up. Non-farm can push this, and with some also earnings tomorrow. I think tomorrow is Amazon and somebody else. I forgot. It's let me look here. Amazon and Apple. Yeah. So that's, anything can happen with this. This is a tornado occurring. So so when we were up here, right? Take a look here. We got the lower high here. That's what I was saying about selling. I would have liked to, but I didn't want to sit. I didn't want to sit in front of the screen no more, dude. I really need to mental capital. Save the mental capital. But lower highs here, and then higher highs here. See that? Beautiful sell right there. Beautiful sell right here. If you held it for there, God bless you. But probably taking it to this low would have been a minimum at the least. But yeah, there goes that, and they're still pushing down, dude. So again, it's not the end of the world, but I want them to stay down here so they can close a body on the daily. Look, take a look. We're doing it now. Can't make that up, dude. So let's stay here. Let's stay here, and then we'll get a big push up tomorrow. So this range. So also, I want to say this before I go. This range here. So at first we said it could be here, right? But then you could also say this could be it too, right? Because here, you're probably like, that it's too dirty. Let me just do this. Okay, so I know there's a lot here. Let me move this. That'll probably help. I'm just gonna move that over. So when you see this here, so here, we could have said this could have been the range, right? But when it retraced, it didn't even hit 50, right? Which is fine. But if it doesn't, it is possible that you now that we made this range from here to here, that we extend it, and then all they're trying to do is come back and get in where? So this buy right here, now I think I'm convinced. I think we're gonna come and take this low out. I don't know, but I think so. Why? Because take a look where it is. Look at the 50% level. So when this price pushed up and retraced back, can't you see that this is a support area and then it pushed through? And then what they did is they wiped everybody buying, but then they put new buyers in here to push up. And then what are they doing? They're coming back down just to wipe their ass out one more time. And by this point, people are like, I give up. I'm not trading no more. I'm not buying. And then whoop, it shoots up, right? So this is a logic. I don't know what's going to pan out here. I'm super neutral. But look at the oversold. Look at the overbought here on the 1 hour. Clean. Boom. Came all the way back down. Now we're bumping this. So I expect us to sweep under here and be a buyer maybe here now. Because again, I'm moving with the market. I have to, right? I'm not going to just be married to something like for all those people who are bearish here. Like y'all people were trying to sell from here. My dude, this thing is still going. You got to be flexible. Anyways, yeah, let's keep that body down here. That's exactly what I want to see. Ooh, and there's an imbalance right there too. Watch this. Watch this. This shit crazy. And I thought about that. When we came down here and we bounced off that gap, I thought that was suspect. But, I know they're greedy and they want to move real quick. Let me just drag that out, see what happens here. We'll see. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I got it marked. So what would make sense? It would make sense for them to close a body here and then tomorrow sweep this. Then they tag that, then they tag the gap again, sealing that gap. This is not a gap. This is an imbalance. So I don't know why I got the color like that. This needs to be I'm just going to make it blue. All right? So we come in, we not only do we sweep the previous day's low with closing a body on that gap, but then they also balance that little price. They tap that gap, and then we're looking for buys there. There's nothing else I could say. This is kind of like what I'm thinking. But tomorrow's the end of the month. Dude, if you don't want to trade, you're not missing anything. You don't need to be trading tomorrow. You don't need to be trading any. You don't need to. So, damn, I made it 32 minutes. And then that would also maybe give the opportunity for NVIDIA and so on to get to that gap, sweep the rest of that liquidity, and then be a buyer somewhere here. All right. So I'm pretty sure I've said everything I want to say. I know this kind of looks crazy. It's not. It's just the gaps, and I'm not confused when I see all this. It is getting kind of messy though, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna delete this. Should I? Well, take a look. We made a new lower low, and this ended up using as resistance. Live, you can see it. So, you don't mess with these people, man. You don't mess with these people. So, oh, that's some beautiful liquidity there. Look at that. Look at that mountain. Oh, shark fin, people used to call it. Look at these lower highs right here. Oh. I'll be honest with you, that's not good for buyers. That's for sure. That's like tough. And then NFP ends up, if they really break structure, and if they break this, could be a break of structure. Closing underneath here is going to be really key on how it closes underneath here. But in my opinion, this could be a break. I mean, that's what I think. It would normally be a break if it's a displacement. Right? If it's not a displacement and it just tags it, then this is just going to be a buying area for everything I just got done mentioning. So, again, there's no body here on the daily either, but it was, you know what? The gap was on the 4 hour. Yeah. So that makes, So that makes perfect sense. So the 4 hour, as you can see, we had bodies on that gap, but guess what? What's also not touched? This July 17th wick on the daily. There's no wick right there. And I'm surprised. And let me tell you something. If they had came up here, then I'd be like, I would have been looking for sells for real. But because of that kept me as a buyer. But But my good decision was to take out the goddamn trade. So, I mean, there's just. Anyways, you guys take care and God bless.